Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of our DataEase tutorials, where in this video we will be looking into the relationships and how they work within DataEase. I must highlight that these are very important, and I mean not based on them, but DataEase relies a lot on them, and it's the relationships that will be making your application work. So let's start with adding a new form, and in this example we'll be working with bonus calculations of the employees. We'll create a new table and a new form. Start with the employee ID again, because this is what we can relate this form and the other form together. However, in this case it won't be a sequenced ID, but a number that the user will be inputting. And I could have done this as a number, but for presentation's sake I'd rather keep them as the same format as the sequenced ID. Let's say we'll be doing the calculation date. You will understand what I'm doing eventually. However, for now that's enough. And the calculation date, this is your first example of a small, not code, but the derivation used in DataEase. Basically, I'm telling this field to get the current date and display it. That's why it's a read-only field, because the user doesn't need to input it. I mean, you can do it if you want, however, it's easier having it like this. The hire date, it will be a lookup field from, we'll be getting it through the relationship. Then the number of days employed, we'll do this as a number. 5 should be enough. Read only and virtual, I'll tell you soon what virtual does. What we'll be doing here is calculation date. I am simply using the field names, and this is where the field names are important, as a derivation in another field. So the days employed will be calculating over here the calculation date minus the hire date, and that will give us the amount of days that the employee has been hired. And then the bonus calculation. Can be currency. Okay, so virtual, basically, we'll do the derivation of this one later on. However, basically, virtual, what it does is it continuously works the derivation that's over here. So for example, if I've got a calculation going on over here, if I'm changing a variable within the other field, so if I'm changing the employee ID, so from 1 to 2, they will have a different hire date, so of course the calculation will be redone. For calculations and stuff like that, virtual is not a must, but to have it continuously changing it will be better. However, they are a bit heavy on the system, so try to reduce the use of virtual as much as possible into your logic thinking, because data may become a little bit confused later on. So I'll stop this over here so I can make this a bit more presentable, and then we'll go into the calculation and the relationship later on. Okay, so we'll come back. I've arranged these a little bit, and now what we'll be doing is actually doing the relationship. So there are a couple of ways of how to create a relationship. You can either go through over here, application, relationships, and create them from over here, or you can, if you're in a field, go to the derivation, click on new relationship. So we're doing bonus calculations with employee, and based on employee ID and employee ID being equal. Again, see how the names of the fields are coming up. This is why I stressed in the prior videos that these are important. You can also give the relationship a name, however in this case I won't be doing it. Having said that, it will become a bit more important later on for you as a reference to understand the different relationships and what they're doing, especially when they're with the same forms. So we've got the employee relationship, and over here we want to get the hire date. So look up and double click the relationship and then hire date. Okay, let's check whether this is I don't think it needs to be virtual. Let's see if it works. The days employed, sorry. Okay, let's see. So let's say employee number 1, and there you go. The bonus calculation I haven't done yet, so I just want to show you these. So we gave it just the number 1, it gave us the calculation date, which is the date today, and the hire date of the individual, and the number of days that they have been employed with the company. If we want to, since they are virtual, if we want to, we can change this to, let's say for example, employee number 5, and the data will change immediately. That is because that is virtual, as you can see. So let's work the bonus calculation. Let's say for example, we'll be using the if statement now. If days employed is greater than 2200, give them a 500 bonus. If not, give them a 150 bonus. Save, and then go to user view again, and let's see. So employee number 1, he's been working with the company for 1055 days, so he only got a bonus of 150. But let's say for example we've got employee number 6, he's been working with us for 2669 days, and he's getting a bonus calculation of 500. Now of course I'm changing these automatically, but the record is not saving, so it's important to save all the time. So for example, we say number 1, we've calculated it, and that's it. We go to the next record, give it number 2, save, and we've got it. Number 3, save, and we've got it. Now of course this is very rudimentary, however I'm just using this as an example. Of course in your daily programming you will have this done automatically, where it just lists all the record, and this is done automatically. However, this is a very simple example just to show you how relationships work, how different fields work, and how you can manipulate data from just a simple press of a button, and you get all the variables. So I think that's it for the relationship. I mean, it was a very basic, however this will get you started to anything. I mean,